G'day everyone, it's me, the Anti-Theocrat. I'm breaking from the book review quickly because, well, things come to mind. But this has been going on for a bit. I've listened to people like Sargon of Akkad and what have you, having to make their money through t-shirt sales, and they're all signed up with some t-shirt shop online, and it's a convenient thing, but I started such a store, and unless you're making sales, it's a pretty pointless thing, really. I think I got $5 tied up in one somewhere that I'll never get paid because they don't pay unless you made more than 100. So I've stopped using them. But I still wanted shirts. I wanted my designs. So I thought I'd show you some of my designs that I'm wearing, that my wife is wearing, whatever. And just run through them. And not because I want to sell them to you, although if you are interested, don't be afraid to say something. If you're in Australia, I can essentially get shirts on black and white printed up for less than $20 plus postage. You order more than $70 worth, as I do when I'm ordering my family's shirts, you get free postage. So it's a damn sight cheaper than the online shops where you wouldn't even get two shirts for that price. So you get one plus postage. So yeah, I just been on this kick for a little bit because I'm buying quality shirts with my own designs, and getting them printed up by a company who haven't given me any crap about what I print on them. And I print offensive shit because that's the point of getting my own shirts printed, is to print the offensive shit I want to say. In fact, I got an email. I haven't even signed an account with them. I just go and get a print run done. And all the same, I still got an email for being a return customer the last time I printed. So, they know I'm out here. They know I'm coming back, and they know the crap I'm printing. So what am I printing? Well, this one speaks for itself a bit. The old atheist symbol. I tarted it up a bit and made it my own a little bit. I needed it for some other work, so I created a vector diagram of it, and eventually this is what I put to print for a shirt. So it's like the old Superman shirt, the Super Atheist shirt. Then we've got this one is my wife's. She bought a shirt many years ago that had this message on it, and that shirt has since worn out and had its day. So she asked me to knock up a new one. So I did this design, which is not too dissimilar from the original. Does change the graphic a little bit, but plays with the same colour ideas. So yes, my wife wears that one. Blasphemy, because powerful imaginary friends are easily offended. I created this one years ago, and I liked what I did with this font, so I just hang on to this image and what have you, and I've changed the text underneath a couple of times, but this is the latest rendition of this one. And I wear this one. Going back, my wife wears this one, I wear this one. So the first three shirts up here are ones that we've put to print. This was my wife. She decided she wanted this slogan. She asked me to go away and create it, as is normally the method. I'm the graphic artist, and she's the graphic-ish, capable-ish person. I've done desktop publishing and shit in the past, but I keep fairly simple. So I go for images that jump out but are easy to create. I'm not going for any high-end bloody advertising graphics. So yes, this is my wife's. She wears this one. As you know, may have worked out, it is just the turnaround from girl power. So why can't boys have power? This is also my wife. I knocked up a couple of different slogans for her, but this was definitely the best one. The idea is just taking the Rosie the Riveter image from wartime women's work and changing it so that we can do it. Also has attached to it the idea that they take responsibility for it. Because the feminist narrative for women has always been that women have never held power and therefore never had well, they don't talk about responsibility. They avoid any discussion of responsibility. And I've mentioned responsibility in the last video I just recorded, but responsibility was always part of what humans had, and until the women's movement, women had responsibility. The women's movement removed that. Well, my wife thinks that when women do things, they are responsible for them. So, this is her shirt. This one's mine, definitely. The label every Bible needs. 18 plus restricted. Restricted for over 18. Contains genocide, extreme violence, incest, explicit sex, bodily mutation, human and animal sacrifice, and supernatural themes. These are all things in the Bible. Now, quite often we see these sorts of warnings on movies and so forth because the sensitivities of religious people may be offended. Well, really? Shouldn't the Bible have one of these on it then? So yes, I wear this shirt as one of my collection. Feminism, devaluing women since 1937. Again, I knocked up a couple of these. My wife threw me an idea and I ran with it. I then gave her a couple of extra slogans. This is the one that went to print. 1937 is the year that the word is said to have first been penned, and basically it devalues women. Again, we're back to the fact that women no longer have to take responsibility, that any responsibility they took through history has been written out, that any successes or wins or powerful women of history have essentially been written out of history by feminist theory. And the idea that women had no power or control over men is also written out of history. It just, women were essentially useless according to feminists, and my wife sees that as a devaluing of women. So she wears this. Skip back one. Responsibility for women. This one is never made print, but I actually like the design. So this is based on the idea that it's, for around the time, of the women's movement with the scroll work. And it's just asking for responsibility for women instead of votes for women. I think one day I'm going to have to knock it up, but at this point it remains unprinted. As does this one, because this is one I only created yesterday. I was laying in bed in the morning and I thought, that fucking he for she shit, it's still about and it's still bothering me, and I thought, I've got to put this on a shirt. And I almost forgot about it, but we were discussing the whole people selling shirts. I was mentioning online that I had access to this cheaper printing option and I could get people shirts cheaper. This might be an option for other people looking to try and raise some funds through t-shirt sales. And it reminded me that I hadn't created this shirt. So this is a new design, has not gone to print, but this is the first draft. And I think I might actually put this draft to print. I like this one. It uses the actual graphics from he for she. This is on the website. The yellow frame around it is my own work because obviously black on black's never going to work. And the United Nations symbol, which I've put upside down deliberately, is just all part of what I thought was necessary for this shirt. Yes, but he for she. United Nations he for she. International recognition that women can't do it without men. It's a nice simple message, isn't it? Anyway, that one's going in the next print run. I'm damn sure I've got to wear that one. These shirts that I create are meant to stir conversation, right? I'm currently even wearing, and I wore it to drop my son off this morning, the I Deny Patriarchy shirt, which will come up in this collection, I hope. If it doesn't, I have to find it. But yes, I have a shirt, I Deny Patriarchy theory. And basically, if I was walking the streets of Sydney, these shirts are meant to stir someone up so that they come at me, so that they ask me questions, so that they try and defend the patriarchy theory, whatever the hell it is. But, it's meant to make somebody think. As is this one. It's fine to be male. We're all on top of the it's okay to be white and all the rest of it. Well, why not? It's fine to be male. I have printed this one. I wear this one. And not ashamed to be so. I've always been fine with being male. It's not one of my issues. Okay, this one's an old one. I actually picked this up from a commercial t-shirt shop many years ago. But I've had to redesign it as that shirt no longer fitted me. It was no longer great. Well, it wasn't a great fit when I bought it. It was just the largest style one of those teeny bopper t-shirt shops has. Anyway, Jesus loves you. Everyone else thinks you're a wanker. It's got no blasphemy in it. There's absolutely no blasphemy in this unless you think just naming Jesus is blasphemy. This is an insult to people who may see this as a blasphemy. That's all it is. I like this shirt because it's not the insult you may expect it to be if you're insulted by it. It's saying you're the wanker. Don't worry, Jesus still loves you. You are a wanker. So yes, I've always liked this shirt. I'm glad I redesigned it and glad I got it printed. I currently have this one in my collection. I deny patriarchy theory. I told you it was in there. I'm wearing that shirt right now. I deny everything to do with feminist patriarchy theory. It is based on a false premise. It is the idea that every cult needs a Satan and a hell, and patriarchy is hell. Masculinity and being male is Satan. These are the hell and Satan, the fire and brimstone of feminism. Yes, and at the bottom I've got I don't know why, I've always had some sort of note at the bottom of this one. This is a third variation on this shirt. Anti-feminist and PC policing. And I think that's the one I'll go with in the future. All my shirts develop over time if there's development to be done, but I might keep this one because I'm anti-feminist and I'm against PC policing. Now this one is... Yes, what can I say? It's a backhanded insult towards pseudoscience, right? Creationism. For people too stupid to understand proper pseudoscience. This shirt's never made it to print, but I like it. I just like it. I did another one that was science, for people too educated to understand pseudoscience, but I didn't like it because for people who believe they understand pseudoscience, they're going to make the assumption that people don't understand it because of education. I didn't mean that at all by that shirt. So it's just a terrible design, and I will go back and remaster that one. But this one stands true. Creationism for people too stupid to understand proper pseudoscience. I can live with that. It is a double-sided insult with a nice backhander to pseudoscience. If I'm mansplaining, you may need woman learning. This is one I wear, and this is one I wear with pride, because I coined this term woman learning after somebody... Alright, the discussion is, we're in the Australian Atheist Foundation, Federation, whatever the fuck they call themselves, website. They declare themselves to be the national representative body for atheists in Australia, which I deny in any way, shape or form. I've never had a church. Do not need one. But I joined as a member coming into the last International Atheist Conference, which fell apart, and the whole thing has fallen apart now. There may never be another one, and I'm not unhappy to see it go. But at the time I was thinking, well, if we're going to have one of these conferences, I might get involved and see what's going on. Then they bought Clementine Ford, man-hating feminist from Australia here, who gets way too much media time, as a speaker. Now, I've known Clementine Ford for a long time. I had a Twitter chat with her once where it only took me 5 tweets to get her to admit that she didn't like women. I find her to be an absolute fucking idiot. But they were bringing her on board as a speaker. I knew her as a man-hater. It really wasn't the sort of person we should have been putting on the stage to speak about atheism, but I took some time, I looked her up, learned she does consider herself to be an atheist, but she'd made some of the most stupid comments about atheism. Things like, oh, if atheists don't believe in God, why do they talk about it all the time? This is so fucking theist and so lamely shit 1980s thinking. It's that fucking old. We're so past that with our thinking. We understand that we talk about religion because it had an impact on us. We didn't have the right to speak our atheism because religion held the ground. We broke religion's back. We should have just fucked off because we've fucked up now. We're a cult now, which is why Clementine Ford was being brought in as a speaker. So anyway, I got into the forum not discussing Clementine Ford's man-hate. Plenty of people were doing that and getting thrown out of the forum. I stuck with the fact that things she had said about atheism and about being atheist showed an ignorance of the subject, and that she would not make a good speaker. While we were in the middle of those discussions, they actually brought on another man-hating feminist who had very little idea of what atheism was about. So they doubled down and made sure that we knew this was about ideology, not about not about an atheist conference. This was about selling us an ideology. In any case, I'm in discussions. I'm talking about the lack of understanding of atheism that Clementine Ford has, and how she's not going to make a good speaker on this topic. It's clear that she will focus on other things that she likes to discuss, which is the man-hating. And some woman walks in and just tells me I'm mansplaining. Out of fucking nowhere, she'd said nothing to me. She tells me I'm mansplaining. I told her, in no uncertain terms, that if I'm mansplaining, you may need woman learning. Well, that was it. I got kicked out of the forum. She didn't get kicked out of the forum. I have another account. I went and had a look at their forum. Within an hour, I demanded my membership money back from the Australian atheist arseholes and got my membership money back, refunded to me, and fuck them. They'll never, ever have my respect ever again. Because I was already tossed a sexist insult that I was mansplaining while I was having a calm and rational discussion about someone's atheism, and why I did not think that they would make a valuable contribution. All I did was hand it back. That's all I did. I coined a term and handed it back. Well, I'm now making an issue of this term. I'm making an issue of this. I wear this fucking shirt, and I've just over-explained this shirt, but that's why it is. And it is meant to be as insulting as it comes off, because if you're telling me I'm mansplaining, you're a fucking dipshit. I'm sorry about the rant about this shirt, but I love this shirt. I love wearing this shirt. This shirt means something to me. It has significance for me because it crosses all my boundaries. This idea that on an atheist forum where I'm discussing how someone doesn't understand the topic, is obviously a man-hating feminist. I get accused of mansplaining, but I'm kicked off for telling her she needs woman learning. It's just that sort of thing. Anyway, I've run to the end of this. There are other designs in my collections, and there's some old designs I'll never want to ever see again. I have to admit I haven't always been a great shirt designer. But yeah, I wanted to show you this and just run through it quickly. I do wear the things that I say on my chest. It is that simple. I also ran the local radio station, designed a lovely design for the radio station, and that was a good one. I like that one. My one is a special one, has because I did an atheist radio show, so it has the special noted on the back, a special edition Cobar Atheist show. And then just this beautiful design that I knocked up for the radio station. I'm rather proud of that one, almost as proud as my woman learning shirt. Point being that you can buy. Point being that I'm trying to get people to think. I'm trying to open minds. I'm trying to get reactions through what I do, through my shirts. And if you want to wear shirts, if you want to wear people's shirts, if you want to help and support them, if they want your help and support, maybe they can find better options at some of the online t-shirt shops. Yeah, maybe if you want some of mine, we can have a chat about what you might like and how I can go about helping you. I don't know. What am I talking about? I'm just here prattling shit because I was rather proud of my he for she shirt that I've just designed. That's the primary purpose for this. I love the he for she. I've always loved he for she. The idea that the UN thinks that women need men to help them or they can't fucking do anything. Seriously, that's the United Nations. Alright, I'm out of here. See you.